Have you ever wondered how to make a quantum leap in your life so that you can step into your highest timeline? What if I told you that there's a powerful neuroscience secret that can supercharge your quantum jumping ability and allow you to step into a new reality in just a few days? Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Rebecca, and I have helped hundreds of hidden seekers heal trauma and break free from the stuck hidden seeker phase and step into a purpose-driven business that brings freedom and fulfillment beyond their wildest dreams. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a groundbreaking way to transform your mind and life through neuroscience and the secret called BDNF. I'll explain what BDNF is, how it can catapult you into a new life, how we lose it, and how we create it. And you need to know all of this so that you can step into your highest potential. So what is BDNF? The acronym stands for Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. And when I learned about this in my Neuroscience and Trauma Masters program, I could not stop thinking about it. I had been struggling with a bit of a funk for the past few days prior to that. And every time I went into meditation or contemplation, the phrase BDNF was running through my head. And I thought, that means this is important. And that's how I knew that Source was saying this needs to be shared with the community. As you know, if you've followed me for a long time, your purpose is my purpose, and helping beautiful, kind-hearted, spiritual beings who have experienced a difficult childhood or upbringing break free from the chains of the past and step into a purpose-driven business that helps make the world a better place is everything that this channel is all about. And so it turns out that understanding your brain and body and how to drive this sports car of a vehicle or a vessel that we've been given is one of the most important factors to shining our light and making the world a better place. So BDNF happens to be one of the most important factors that we need to understand about our brain so that we can step into our highest vibration, our highest potential, our highest timeline, and help make the world a better place in doing so. And if that makes you nervous at all, just know that I don't mean you have to go boil the ocean or save all the children. Being in your highest potential, on your highest timeline, thriving is your purpose. And as you thrive, the tide rises all boats. So let's dig in. What is BDNF? Why is it important? BDNF is like Miracle-Gro for your brain. A healthier brain means a happier brain and a happier, higher vibing version of you. BDNF also helps us connect to Source and receive more creative inspiration and guidance, which is how we jump into our highest timeline and our highest expression. We know that all time is now, and we can move through timelines in any given moment. The timeline we experience is determined by our frequency and our vibration. Our frequency determines what we frequently see. And that means what happens in our brain determines what we experience and create. We are learning to drive this phenomenal gift of our brain and body so that we can reach our highest timeline. And that means BDNF may be the single most important factor to how you feel and your ability to quantum jump. BDNF is the key to raising your vibration so that you can manifest your desired reality now. And increasing your BDNF will not only help you quantum jump, but it'll help you get unstuck, feel happier and more free, improve your intuition, increase creativity, step into your highest self, increase motivation, focus, and most importantly, your connection to Source. If this is intriguing you so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let's embark on this transformative journey together. BDNF is a protein. It is a neural growth factor in the brain. BDNF acts on the neurons of the central nervous system and protects against neurons. If you follow me, you know the nervous system is a massively important key to our expansion and our growth. BDNF also helps to grow new neurons and synapses. BDNF is neuroprotective, and it helps protect against neurological diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It keeps the chemicals away from the neurons and the dendrites, and it has a protective effect even in the face of chronic stress or trauma. And I want to reiterate that chronic stress is not just your boss is putting stress on you at work, but the stresses of the toxins of the environment, the stresses of the electromagnetic frequencies. BDNF is your key to protecting your brain from all of the crap that is out there right now. It is never more important to protect your brain than it is right now. And of course, we need to know what causes the decline of BDNF. Things like sugar, stress, social isolation, unhealed trauma can cause a decline in BDNF. Chronic stress and trauma especially can lead to the overproduction of stress hormones like cortisol, which damages our neurons and our hippocampus. It even shrinks our ability to form new memories, to regulate emotion, and to manage our PTSD symptoms. Unhealed trauma impacts the brain's ability to create BDNF through neuroinflammation, which prevents repair and regeneration. Now, I tried to make this as simple as possible, so I hope I'm not losing you with all of these neuroscience words, but just know I'm going to get to very simple, easy to implement ways to increase BDNF and therefore everything that you seek and desire. Not to mention quantum jumping into our highest timeline. It is happening. Trust me, it's coming soon. BDNF helps us heal our brain after trauma. It even helps us re-access the hippocampus that might have been otherwise difficult with unhealed trauma. BDNF is like Miracle-Gro for the neurons, and it has a stem cell-like effect to the hippocampus. The hippocampus is the part of our brain that is most especially damaged or inhibited through unhealed trauma. BDNF also helps us enhance our memory, our focus, our mood, and our general outlook on life. It facilitates neuroplasticity, helps restore our ability to learn and to hold memory. I will also note that healing trauma is intimately connected with our ability to rewrite memory. So again, this is critically important. When we experience higher levels of BDNF, we become even more inspired and more creative. BDNF also helps regulate blood sugar and our energy metabolism, which indirectly means it increases our energy levels, and we may more easily adapt or be able to tolerate stress, and it can even contribute to a sense of increased energy and vitality, because chronic stress often leads to a feeling of exhaustion and burnout, and BDNF allows us to tolerate things, therefore feeling a little less stressed by them. One more benefit, a big one, but one more benefit before we get into the how do we create it. Hormones are a big issue when it comes to our happiness, our vibration, and our ability to quantum jump. Hormone issues can be connected to low BDNF and neurodegeneration. Imbalances in our hormones lead to an unhealthy brain and body, which can lead to depression, anxiety, and essentially just a lesser version of you who might struggle to maintain a high vibration and especially manifest. BDNF regenerates neurons and helps us stay in those higher vibrations. Higher levels of stress and cortisol decrease BDNF. Estrogen has actually been shown to upregulate BDNF. It helps us feel happier and have a better outlook on life. Testosterone can also promote neurogenesis, which is the growth of new neurons, and help us protect against neurodegeneration. Again, if you have more neurons, your neurons are growing, they're happy and healthy, you're feeling good. If you have neuroinflammation, you're losing BDNF, you are experiencing neurodegeneration, you are feeling crappy. BDNF supports the function and the survival of the neurons, and it actually helps them produce serotonin. BDNF ensures the proper function of serotonin-producing neurons. Reduced BDNF levels are often linked to lower serotonin levels and are commonly connected to mood disorders such as depression. BDNF supports the healthy function of dopaminergic neurons and endorphins. Essentially, that just means you get more dopamine and more happiness. Right? BDNF also helps facilitate all the other happy hormones like oxytocin and GABA, which helps us regulate anxiety and stress and contributes to a more balanced mood, and norepinephrine, which helps us regulate our mood, our focus, and our overall emotional well-being. Melatonin contributes to sleep quality and circadian rhythms, which again is connected to mood and vibration. So now that we understand how important BDNF is for our brain health and achieving our overall highest vibration, levels of happiness, joy, freedom, expansion, and quantum jumping, let's learn how to create it. There are many things that we can do. Simple little things like a generally low carb diet, by which I mean not processed foods, focusing on complex natural carbohydrates. Even meditation can help us increase our BDNF, but we do want to do it for an extended period of time. Ample sunlight also increases BDNF, but I will say you need way more than 20 minutes. 20 minutes is like the bare minimum for survival. The sun is life-giving, especially to the brain. We also want to protect our sleep because deep sleep can help us improve our BDNF levels. So dim the light, reduce noise, and cool your room. The cooler the environment, the better you will sleep. You can also play brain games like crossword puzzles to challenge your brain. And yes, these things can be very helpful, but the two most effective and fastest ways to increase our BDNF are exercise and fasting. Remember, exercise does not mean that you have to go to the gym. You don't have to torture yourself with workouts that you hate. Just take the stairs or chop and carry firewood or help a friend move boxes. Just make sure you break a sweat. Aerobic, high-intensity workouts are the best. I personally love interval running, where I run to fatigue and then walk to rest and then continue to do that for at least 30 minutes. Otherwise, my other favorite is body pump. It's a form of weightlifting to music or even just general resistance training. Again, just make sure you're breaking a sweat. High intensity workouts can also be helpful, but I personally didn't love that due to my trauma healing journey. We do want to also be cognizant that high intensity workouts can be very activating for a nervous system that is already fatigued. Moving our body not only ensures that we are moving energy and raising our vibration, but also increasing our blood flow and ensuring the brain receives ample oxygen and nutrients. All of this amplifies our connection to source and opens us up to the flow of guidance, catapulting us into a new timeline. Remember that our Creator breathed the breath of life into our bodies, and that increased oxygen and blood flow equals more prana, more connection, more God within. Exercise and moving our body will improve blood flow and also help remove the waste from our brains and bodies, reduces oxidative stress, and creates a happier, healthier environment for our neurons, which means higher BDNF levels. So, they say sitting is like the new smoking and can have a very stressful effect on the body. Chronic trauma and stress can lead to inflammation and damage your blood vessels, which slows your blood flow, negatively affecting the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the brain and therefore your BDNF levels. When I learned about all of this, I immediately went back to running. I used to run to punish myself many years ago. I wanted to lose weight or stay thin, or it was the thing that the corporate professionals did, or to feel good enough, right? That I had done enough. It was an extension of my run trauma response. But now I'm loving running because I do it with the intention to connect to source, to improve brain health, to achieve my highest potential, and therefore make the world a better place, to increase my flow of prana and life force through my body. And within just 3 days of being back into running, I shifted out of the funk I was in, absolutely on a higher timeline. I would say I had accidentally shifted back to the 3D train for a bit, and now we're back on the 5D train, barreling forward towards purpose and expansion faster than ever before. I have more energy, more clarity, more certainty, and I am seeing the evidence of grace, freedom, and provision all around me. And this is what I mean. You can literally jump timelines in just a matter of a couple days if you start to increase your BDNF levels. And not to mention, learning to achieve our highest potential requires an understanding of how to consciously work with this phenomenal vessel of a body and brain that we were gifted. This is how we expand, ascend, quantum jump, and achieve our highest timeline. Remember, a happy brain equals a happy life equals your highest expression. If you want to learn more, check out my free training. I have a link in the description where I will teach you all about understanding how to identify what blocks you, break through it, identify your purpose, understand what is inhibiting your manifestations, all so that you can help make the world a better place and live a life where you thrive instead of strive. And if you also need more help on learning how to ascend faster by dilating time, check out this video I posted last week for you. I love you, my friends, and I will see you on the next one. Namaste.